Historically significant things that happened on February 21st. February 21st is a day that highlights the power of language, the evolution of economic theory, and the birth of modern diagnostic technology. The patenting of the Polaroid camera and the publication of the Communist Manifesto provide fascinating bookends to the date. Let us look at the significant historical events of February 21st, categorized by cultural, educational, financial, physical/mental/relational health, political, professional, social, spiritual, and technological points of view. Historically significant things that happened on February 21st. From cultural point of view, 1952, International Mother Language Day. On this day, students in Dhaka, then East Pakistan, now Bangladesh, were killed by police during protests to recognize Bengali as an official language. It is now a global UN-recognized day celebrating linguistic diversity. 1958. British artist Gerald Holtham designed the peace symbol, the semaphore for N and D for nuclear disarmament, for a march on London. It became a universal icon of 20th century culture. Historically significant things that happened on February 21st. From educational point of view, 1848. The Communist Manifesto was published in London by Karl Marx and Friedrich Engels. Regardless of political stance, its publication fundamentally changed the curricula of sociology, economics, and history worldwide. 1925. The first issue of The New Yorker was published. It set a new educational and literary standard for sophisticated investigative journalism and short fiction. Historically significant things that happened on February 21st. From financial point of view, 1885. The Washington Monument was dedicated. In a story of financial delays that might resonate with an engineering consultant, construction took 37 years due to a lack of funds and political turmoil. 1972. President Richard Nixon arrived in China for a historic visit. This week that changed the world paved the way for the massive trade and financial integration between the U.S. and China that defines the modern global economy. Historically significant things that happened on February 21st. From physical/mental/relational health point of view, 1945. During World War II, the escort carrier USS Bismarck C was sunk. The survivors' accounts led to significant advancements in the psychological understanding of survival guilt and PTSD in maritime disasters. 2001. The Human Genome Draft was fresh in the news, published February 15th, but by February 21st, scientists began discussing the ethical and relational implications of genetic mapping on privacy and insurance. Historically significant things that happened on February 21st. From political point of view, 1965, Malcolm X was assassinated at the Audubon Ballroom in New York. His death was a seismic event in the American Civil Rights Movement and global Pan-African politics. 1848. Former U.S. President John Quincy Adams suffered a massive stroke on the floor of the House of Representatives. He was a fierce opponent of slavery, and his collapse in the chamber became a symbol of political transition. Historically significant things that happened on February 21st. From professional point of view, 1878. The first telephone directory was issued in New Haven, Connecticut. It consisted of a single piece of cardboard with 50 names, the world's first formal professional network for telecommunications. 1947. Edwin Land first demonstrated the Polaroid land camera at a meeting of the Optical Society of America. It revolutionized the professional fields of photography and forensic documentation by providing instant results. Historically significant things that happened on February 21st. From social point of view, 1916. The Battle of Verdun began in France during World War I. It was the longest and most costly battle in human history, leaving a deep social scar on European identity and military strategy. 1828. The Cherokee Phoenix, the first newspaper published by Native Americans in their own language in English, released its first issue in Georgia. Historically significant things that happened on February 21st. From spiritual point of view, 1613. Mikhail Romanov was elected Tsar, ending the time of troubles in Russia. His ascension was framed as a spiritual restoration of the Orthodox monarchy, beginning a 300-year dynasty. 1801. Birth of John Henry Newman, a key figure in the Oxford movement who later became a cardinal. His spiritual journey and writings remain influential in both Anglican and Catholic theology. Historically significant things that happened on February 21st. From technological point of view, 1804, the first self-propelled steam locomotive, built by Richard Trevithick, made its first run in Wales. This was the, quote, Formula One-inch moment for heavy mechanical engineering, proving that steam could move significant loads on rails. 1953, Francis Crick and James Watson discovered the double helix structure of DNA. While the paper was published later, the Eureka moment occurred in February, providing the formula for life itself. 2012, Google announced its first-ever Drive plans internally around this time. For Google Docs product users and experts, this marks a pivot point toward the cloud-based documents today. Historically significant things that happened on February 21st. Hi viewers, family and friends. How did you like the content of this video? Let me know in the comments. Please write in the comments your name and the place you are watching from. Since our viewing family is spread all over the world, it will be nice to know which city and the country you are watching from, so I can say hello. If you liked the contents of this video, please give it a like, and if you have not subscribed to this channel as of yet, please do so, and thanks. If you have subscribed already, your subscribing to my channel inspires me to keep posting similar and other videos. Thanks for your patronage. See you in the next video. Sincerely, Yogi Anand.